What's going on, everybody? Max and Trev with BuzzTox here with our other reaction video. You want in-depth analysis? Wait a couple days, you will get it. Our predictions are on point. I got the pink letter on episode 4, absolutely smoked it. If you want to see our prediction on Hodor, I'll put a little bit in this clip. But Trevor, you destroyed it, man. We both kind of did. In the video, we're like, the door, Hodor, the door, Hodor. We're trying to like mesh it together. And Trev even said, Bran warging into Hodor while he's in a vision, and like the Hodor actually is a meaning for something, which is hold the door. Trevor was saying it was the door.
Oh yeah.
So we were one word off. You nailed it.
Yeah.
So let's talk.
Pretty much nailed it.
Yes. I can't believe we got that.
Bran is maybe misbehaving and going on his own. Is my only theory. He's maybe not with the Raven. He's sort of surfing the net without supervision.
He's gonna try and sneak in. He's gonna see. We're gonna go back to this scene with Ned Stark and Lyanna Stark, and with Hodor. We're gonna go back to that scene.
Something desperate happens, and maybe he tries to warg within a memory. I feel like Hodor is a mispronunciation of something we already know. What's the name of that episode?
The door. Hodor.
Right? Who knows? Something like that. Like the door. He was trying to say the door, and something happened. I feel like that's gonna be what happens.
That would actually be sick. Hodor.
Like he in the last, like, if scares for his life, says something, and then he gets trapped saying that for the rest of his life.
So let's talk about Bran. Yeah.
Oh man, Bran is quickly becoming my favorite character. He's awesome. His story right now is so awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was like a Bran-centric episode, but I didn't know it would be like, it's moving so quick. Like,
oh man,
he meets the White Walkers, they touch him and mark him.
Yeah, they gave him like frostbite,
which shows that, like, was he there? Like, it's almost like I feel like they were both warging, and he touched him inside of this warging facade.
Wait. All the way back in the first one, no snow, no ice, fresh, lush,
so much happened.
Green.
Yeah.
And he sees a guy tied up to what looks like a gravestone, and you see I'm assuming it's gonna be important later.
It's probably a Stark, to be honest. It's probably a First Man Stark, like Brendan the Builder, or like someone along those lines.
Yeah, but it looks like the actor that plays the Kings, like the Night's King. Does it not? Kind of looks like him.
Who knows? Yeah, maybe.
Like, I haven't seen a picture of this guy, but it looks like it could be him without makeup on.
But did they create it with obsidian or dragon glass? Sorry.
It looked a fucking shit lot like it. Like, they jab it in slow, and it looked even like it was the same girl.
Yeah.
Right?
So that blew my mind, because I always thought...
Kind of changes everything, in a sense.
Yeah, because I always thought White Walkers were a different race.
I thought it was a war against the children and the White Walkers. So maybe this was before that they needed them to
stand up against the humans.
But then it got out of their hands.
The humans were, like, totally demolishing all the trees.
Yeah.
The weirwood trees and all that shit. So maybe it was their answer. Like, hey, we'll create these White Walkers that come down south and just demolish these fuckers. Which kind of shows they work too.
There's no fealty, though. By the end of this episode, they don't care about the children at all.
She suicide pacted.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
There's no alliance. There's like more than bad blood, but they don't seem like they were out to get them. They seem like they're just bulldozing like they normally do.
Yeah, and they realized, the children of the forest realized that, like, they made a huge mistake creating these things. So it kind of villainizes them even more in a way, because they're a self-made creature. At least I think they'll still have a culture. But I feel like their purpose...
But she took down one. Mira took down one. Like,
yeah, she shot him.
But there's always four. There's always four, right? It always seems like there's four horsemen, right? So I don't know. This was a crazy episode. I was expecting sort of like a notch down. Like, it went up to the last ending that we had. It would go to there and then come down a peg and then build back up and then build back up.
Yeah, and then what other visions?
I was not expecting
what other visions did we see with Bran? So we saw...
So Bran, like I said, another thing that I called was that he would be horsing around. And then he grabs the root, and that's when he got touched by the White Walker. Like, he wasn't with the Raven. He went in on his own.
Yeah, we knew he would go in by himself.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious. Yeah. But that's when he gets touched. Oh, man.
Because he didn't have his protection.
Crazy episode.
And then we see kind of like the finish of the vision we saw earlier.
Yeah.
Which I think is going to be kind of like what's going to be happening this season. Is we're going to be seeing the finish of prophecies that we've already seen the half of.
Yeah.
Right? Tower of Joy, we talked about this earlier. I think he's going to be seeing the Tower of Joy underneath Winterfell.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be very poetic how he's back at home and he's going to take over the Blood Raven's position, but he's going to be under Winterfell.
For sure.
And I think that's what's so cool about it. But we see that. And then the amazing prediction that Trev made of Hodor actually saying the door or something along those lines that represents something significant is unbelievable. And I loved how they did it. It's so poetic and
sad to see him go though.
It's very sad to see him go. Yeah, this was a very emotional episode.
Oh man, that was crazy. We haven't even talked about any other character.
Yeah, so now let's get on to Dany. This is our reaction, so it's a little shorter. But Dany, I bursted into tears, man. I actually cried. Usually, I swear to God, I'm stone cold. I don't really get emotional.
Yeah, right.
I am, man. I gotta say. But when she said, Jorah, I command you to go cure yourself.
Yeah.
I'm even getting I was actually you could hear me in my voice.
I feel like she could have the power to command someone to cure him. You know what I mean?
Nobody could have cured him.
Yeah, but if she brought him back to, brought him home and said, I need all your priests here to cure this guy. But obviously it's been cured. We know what's her name was cured from it.
Right.
So.
But then you said something interesting, how Jorah is an Andal. He is technically one of the first men.
And they really made that a point of saying that, and then they showed that shit with the kids.
Yeah, so
the children.
And then the foreshadowing of Bran gets touched. Where does he get touched? On his wrist, where Jorah has his grayscale.
Exactly.
It's almost like they're foreshadowing that Jorah's okay.
Yeah, I thought Jorah was a write-off. He was gonna do something heroic, but I'm starting to think he's a lot more important to the story now.
Yeah, and he's out for a cure, and I think the White Walkers. Can you see the Jorah coming to the White Walkers?
Yeah.
Or something along those lines. I don't know. Maybe he feels like he can beat it. I'm not sure. Who else was in this episode? I'm just so overwhelmed. Jon Snow and Sansa are planning on who to take over.
Littlefinger came in. I don't know, man. My feelings on Littlefinger, I really feel like he made a mistake now with Ramsay.
That's what I said. I said that last episode too.
Yeah,
I said that in our analysis. I believed it was 100% a mistake. He did not mean to put Sansa in harm.
Because he has an answer for everything, but he did not have an answer.
Exactly. He's he had no idea. And it was crazy. I really liked the scene. It was an emotional scene between Sansa, and we actually saw a little bit of emotion from Littlefinger.
Yeah, Littlefinger was you've never seen Littlefinger like this. He was vulnerable and weak and totally dominated by Sansa.
And I loved it too. Sansa totally made him her bitch.
Totally.
It was awesome.
Totally, man.
Yeah, it was great. What else? There's Sansa. We didn't see King's Landing.
We saw a little play.
Oh yeah, the play was great. Yeah, and dude, we're so good at predicting. I'm giving myself too much credit. I said the whole point of this episode is for Arya to she's gonna be given a task to kill somebody who she believes is innocent. Well, here's the thing. I think it's a lesson. So the lesson that Jaqen H'ghar is trying to give to her is that you don't only kill the bad, the good also need to die. So I think she's going to be tasked to maybe killing somebody who she doesn't want to kill, and I think it's going to be in Braavos. And the lesson there is that, the death don't only come from the wicked, they also come from the regular folks.
It's pretty much, we don't question our clientele.
Yeah, so I think next episode you're going to see her kill that actress, and maybe take her place.
Yeah, maybe. But I think it's a symbolic kill. Obviously, there was a contract for her.
Who's the actor playing? The
Cersei.
actor. Oh.
Yeah, it's the older lady.
So she's tasked to kill an actress who plays Cersei.
Yes.
That's interesting.
But she made the connection that the younger actress playing Sansa was jealous, and that's who paid for the contract. Yeah, that's another thing. She totally figured it out. And Jaqen H'ghar's like, you don't ask questions. You're a servant.
And she totally nailed it.
Yeah.
And the kick-ass fight scenes between her and the Waif.
Oh, she's like a full-blown Batman.
It was amazing.
Batgirl, whatever you want to call it. She's dope. And even the Waif was that kind of dope.
Yeah.
When she just threw down her shit.
And then what episode is it now? That was episode 5, right? So we're halfway through. I think not next episode, the episode after, we're going to be seeing her parkouring.
Oh, for sure.
In 2 episodes, we're going to be seeing Arya parkouring and really honing her skills.
Do you think she botches the assassin?
Asian,
I should say.
Yeah, that would be interesting. It would be a tell. Yeah, maybe she can't do it, and she maybe she has like an interaction with her.
Well, he said she's not getting a third chance.
And she's allowed to see the other side. With Arya, honestly, I'm 50-50. I don't know if she's gonna keep kissing Jack and Agar's ass until like she can go over to Westeros.
I don't know.
Or if she's gonna split and take off. Because I feel like once she leaves the Faceless Men, like they're gonna kill her. Like it's like she can't escape them.
No. And it would be such a hard enemy to get away from. So unless she takes she doesn't even know how many there are really. She's so left in the dark. I don't know. I feel like she might botch it, or maybe this is like a test, and he gave her poison straight up. Like, this is the way I want you to kill her, not through stabbing, not through doing anything. Maybe that's not poison. Maybe it's something else. I don't know. It's a bit of a stretch, but
yeah,
we see her running. We know that's her running. So I don't know.
We'll see. And then any other characters?
Trying to think, man. That was one hell of an episode.
It's like so much. Like Summer died.
Oh, they're wanting. Brienne is being now sent away. You were right about that. But she's
not
being
for the
sent
reason
to
that
the
I
Blackfish.
Yeah,
which is awesome because I was wondering where that guy has been forever.
Well, we mentioned the Blackfish in our predictions episode last time, or our last episode. Yeah, so she is going to the Tullys. And I thought that she was going to be tasked to kill Jaime Lannister. I don't know. I feel like it still somehow might come to that.
Yeah,
like Blackfish.
There's still time.
Like the Blackfish would be like, "Who the hell are you fighting for with your Lannister gold?"
Yeah.
Like, right?
Oh yeah, there'll definitely be some friction there.
Yeah. So we'll see. Anybody else?
Oh man, it's hard to recap.
Anything else to say about Bran? I feel like I could talk about Bran's story.
Yeah.
forever.
Like I don't know how the hell Mira's getting out. Oh, so my.
Yeah.
So sorry, we kind of had a prediction on the way over to the microphone here, and I was thinking Mira is left in the wilderness now, north of the Wall, God knows where now because they had to leave the Weirwood in quite a hurry. I'm thinking, is his name Benjen?
Benjen? It's been 6 seasons.
Yeah,
but
I'm thinking he's coming out of nowhere to save these guys.
No, but he has to because Mira can't pull Bran.
No. And she's going to get surrounded, and he's going to be the only one around. And he had that satchel, or it's kind of was hinted that he had gave that little cache of Dragonstone and that horn and hid it. Like, I don't know, man. I think he might be coming out of nowhere.
I think it's going to be... Yeah, I've always thought that Brandon Stark has the first men, first blood.
Like, who else? Unless it's the last surviving wolf?
Well, I feel like that's what the White Walkers are attracted to, is the blood of the first men. That's why I think Jorah kind of ties in here, too.
Mm-hmm. Like, do you think they would have killed Bran if they got him, or they would have used him?
See, I don't know. I have no idea. I guess they could have used him, based on what I think. But then I could picture Benjen being like, I tracked you down. See that thing on your arm? I got one, too. Like something like that. I know Cold Hands is someone who exists.
Yeah, like he's been hot on their trail,
I know.
or maybe just waiting. I don't know, man.
I know.
But that's the only logical person. Nobody is north of the Wall that we know of, unless it's a totally new character. Yeah. And there's no way she's making him out alive.
Yeah.
Without some sort of ex machina person coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Basically.
Well, in the books, there's this. I think I haven't read the book, so pardon if I butcher this. But there's this person in the books, Cold Hands. He's pretty much a White Walker, but he's not associated or affiliated with them.
Oh, okay.
And he helps Bran to the Weirwood Tree. But I think it's been debunked that he isn't Benjen Stark.
So he's like maybe a half converted?
But I think that's a bunch of shit. I think we are coming across Benjen Stark, and now's the time because there's no other way he could get back home without assistance.
Oh, yeah. We've never known his fate to be death. We just know missing. He's the only logical person.
Yeah. And then, I think what's interesting with Bran is he makes his way...
Am I missing someone, though? Is there someone north of the Wall that we don't know of?
Like, man, I can't think of anybody. Like, no. Like, that's it. Like,
and the
only
wolf
Benjen.
Would be a stretch. Like, the only other wolf other than Ghost being north there to save them.
Nymeria? No.
They wouldn't be loyal.
No, she got kicked out, like, King's Landing. But,
it's just so crazy. Yeah, it's gotta be Benjen.
No, but the story is now... it's, like, ties it up perfectly. Jon and Sansa are gonna go in, take over Winterfell, and then they're going to hold it down. Bran's finally going to make it there and then go under the tree, and he's going to take over the Three-Eyed Raven's place, but he's going to be back at home in Winterfell.
At least for a time being. Before that gets
And that's what's so poetic about it is, like, you know, I always said, like, he does have manipulation over time, and he has so much more power than we initially thought.
Yeah.
And I always thought it's like poetic in the sense where he can kind of whisper, and like where his dad's by the tree shining his sword, like communicating and praying or whatever, and Bran is like making a gust of wind or like whispering to his dad.
Yeah, careful
as he's under.
Being careful not to fuck his mind up.
Fuck him up. But as he's under the tree that his dad is sitting right next to.
Yeah.
So I think that's interesting, and I think that's Bran's arc. His arc is to come back home and live under the tree at Winterfell, and I think he's gonna be there to fly the dragon during the fight of the White Walkers.
Fly it, or hopefully to warg into it?
Well, that's what I mean, warg into it. Yeah, he's going to warg into it. Like, he's going to fly as a dragon. I loved how it came full circle. How...
It was a fucking awesome episode.
It was amazing. I know.
It's one of my favorites so far, to be honest with you. Yeah. It was so forward-moving, and like revelation after revelation after revelation.
Yeah, and then, you know, I loved how, like, through this series they've been saying... You won't walk, but you will fly. And then he was saying, you will not stay here. They kept saying, you will not stay here. But then he says, you will become me. So it's like, how am I going to become you if I don't stay here?
But maybe he has more of an important role to play.
Yeah, but
maybe he's a controller, or he is... Could he be like the Lord of Light in a way?
I don't know. Well, yeah, that's how I think. Yeah, I think that's...
But he doesn't profess to be it, but he happens to be it, something like that.
Well, I think in religion, like, everyone has these different religions, but they're pretty much prophecies that represent the same thing.
Yeah, but he can't say, yo, when he's in the tree, he's like, yo, I'm this god. Obviously that would fuck it up. You have to sort of hint, and then that's why humans misinterpret it.
Like every time the god, like after death there's nothing. That's because, guess what? The god is actually on this planet with you, and he's in a tree, and he's looking after you and trying to figure out the best for the world.
It's so fucking deep.
No, but it's crazy. We said that earlier. Like, there is no god. The god is the guy under the tree, and that's what Bran is going to be. He's going to be the Lord of Light. He's going to be the 7 gods. He's going to be every god combined, because he's going to be the one living under that tree.
Maybe that's what the White Walkers want. They can't die, and they want to die.
Yeah, we were talking about that too. Yeah, but I just loved how they kept saying, like, you will not stay here, and then immediately hit us with, he can't stay here because now the White Walkers are here. They destroyed that tree. He's going to be looking for a new tree. It's going to be in Winterfell. I think that's all I have to say. Do you have to say anything?
No, that's it. This episode, watch it twice, watch it 3 times, because it was amazing.
It was absolutely unbelievable. We're going to be back in 2 days, hopefully.
Yeah.
We got to be. 2 days, we're going to be up with a full-blown analysis, and hopefully we have predictions that are just as good as we've been doing the last couple weeks. We've been killing it the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
We've been doing really well.
This is uncharted territory for everybody, so it's pretty cool.
Really. Well, until next time.
Until next time.
Hodor!